Well, good morning, adventurers.
Good morning.
And welcome to Minneapolis, Minnesota, baby.
Y'all, I think we picked the exact right time to come because it is nice and warm, but not too hot. And most importantly, it is not covered in snow. I feel like when I think of Minneapolis or Minnesota in general, I just think of a lot of cold and snow.
I think they have very brutal winters here. So this is our first time visiting Minneapolis, and we wanted to really get a feel for the city. So we're gonna be taking you guys all over the place and showing you everything that the City of Lakes is all about. First things first, one thing we absolutely love about Minneapolis is that there are tons of craft breweries all over the city, so there's something for everybody. Cheers!
Minneapolis is also known for its art scene. There are art galleries all over the city, some of which have some very interesting architecture. In fact, the city is known for some really epic sculptures, like this one, a big silver spoon with a cherry on top. I don't know.
As we already mentioned, Minneapolis is known as the City of Lakes, and that is because there are over 22 lakes in this city. Here's a fun fact. Would you believe that Minnesota has more coastline than California, Hawaii, and Florida combined? But before we head out and explore this city properly, we want to get a taste of the city. So we are heading to Matt's Bar to try the world famous Juicy Lucy.
You know what you're doing? The cheese is gonna be really hot, so you be careful. Wait a few minutes. Be careful with that first bite. Make a little bite. You don't want cheese all over you.
Okay, this is what we were after. This delicious burger. And it might look a little plain Jane to you from the outside, but we assure you there is much more than meets the eye.
So this is the famous Juicy Loogie. Juicy Loogie. It's not making it sound very appetizing. Redo. So this is the famous Juicy Lucy burger. It is a very simple burger that they have stuffed with cheese. So that's what spews out of this delicious pocket here. The waitress actually told us you're not supposed to cut it in half, but we wanted to do it for the B-roll shot. So if anyone's from Minneapolis, they're probably really pissed right now. But we have another one right here that we're just gonna bite right into. She actually came up and gave us a warning about how hot it is on the inside. Everyone burns their mouth on this thing, so you gotta let it cool for a little while. All right, Juicy Lucy down the hatch. Oh my God! Jesus, it exploded!
I launched out the back. I wish we had done this in slow.
Look at this mess! Oh my God! It's the juiciest burger I've ever had. The juiciest Lucy I've ever had too. They don't give you any plates here, and they don't have any ice, and they said that's because they blew their entire budget on napkins. Now I see why. And they're not kidding, there's literally no ice in the water. That's not a joke. Well, obviously, it is just so friggin' delicious. Of course, very gluttonous, but they packed it with more cheese than I ever thought they would. And the burger is actually delicious. It's like a perfectly grilled burger. You can see all the little char marks there. And the bun is just like your classic bun you would get at like a cookout on the 4th of July or something. I can see why it's famous. It's delicious. Y'all be advised, we ordered the large fries and they are very, very large.
Definitely do the half fry if you come with 2 or less people.
Look at this mess that we're making. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we never did our burger cheers.
Burger cheers. I think you stole some of my cheese. Is that what you were going for?
That was my idea the whole time.
I knew it. To try our Juicy Lucy, we came to Matt's Bar and Grill, which actually opened way back in the 50s. And the story goes that a customer ordered a burger, but they wanted 2 patties with cheese in the middle. And when he got it, he took a huge bite, and the cheese was molten in the middle, and he yelled out, "That's one Juicy Lucy." And for whatever reason, that stuck, and I guess they've been making them ever since. One way to know if it's a true Juicy Lucy is if they spell it J-U-C-Y. They take out the I in Juicy. I don't know why. Maybe just so it looks like Lucy? I guess.
Maybe it's to save on printing costs.
Maybe also. Skimp wherever you can, I guess. Like any good origin story, there are other places that claim to be the inventor of the Juicy Lucy, but I think it's pretty accepted knowledge that Matt's is the OG. up we came to downtown Minneapolis. And now you might be thinking, wait, but you're not down on the streets walking around. And that is because this city has one really cool feature. Every downtown building, pretty much, is connected to the other by Skyways. So it's just one level up off the ground and you can cover 9.5 miles in these babies and never have to step foot on the street below. It's actually amazing, especially because it's getting a little warm today. You don't have to worry about the sun. You don't have to worry about the snow in the wintertime. You don't have to worry about honking or people coming by on bikes. You just gotta stroll along like this.
Ultimately, our plan was to snake through these little sky bridge things and eventually end up at that Fauché Tower. They have an observation deck at the very top that's like famous because it gives you this epic view of Minneapolis, the downtown area. But we were just informed that it's closed for maintenance. And nowhere online did I see this written out, so we got a little screwed. I'm a little sour about it too. I really wanted to go up there.
He was so excited to go up there. He loves a bird's eye view.
But it's a really cool looking building. It's super old and I love how it tapers and it has like the lit up sign on the top. It's very classy. Probably the best way to access the whole Skybridge system is to come to this spot right here. This is the IDS Center, and it's one little hub where all these different bridges come off in every corner, and it's actually just architecturally very cool too. I mean, look at it. It looks like a Rubik's Cube or something. Reminds me of that movie Cube. Remember that?
Oh God, I hope that doesn't happen to us.
We're trapped in the cube.
No!
Next up, we have left the Sky Bridge and we made our way to an actual bridge. This is the Stone Archway Bridge. Minneapolis is actually built all around it's a lot of M words. Minneapolis is actually built around the Mississippi. And they actually call the area the Twin Cities because Minneapolis is here, and then I think way over there is St. Paul, somewhere back there.
Believe it or not, this is actually the second oldest bridge that crosses the Mississippi. The first is down in St. Louis, near where we're from.
Yeah, I think it's the Eads Bridge. So this is second place. That's not so bad, huh?
No, that's pretty good. You'd still get a medal for that, right?
They actually completed this bridge in 1883, so it is very old, but they've kept up with it very nicely. It's very sturdy and it's very eye-catching too.
It's very European feeling out here. We
Yeah.
always love a city that's on the water and they incorporate the water into the city. It's not like you just get to the edge and you look at it and you can't interact with it.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how many bridges cross the Mississippi in Minneapolis, but it's many. I've counted like 6 or 7 of them so far. So in the early 1900s, the flour milling industry was apparently huge in Minneapolis. In fact, it was known as the flour milling capital of the world. And one thing that's really cool about the city is that you can still see remnants of that all over the place. Right over there is actually the Mill City Museum, and it's the ruins of the Gold Medal Flour Company. They left a bunch of it still intact, so it's still part of the skyline. And then directly across the river, you'll see the Pillsbury's Best Flour Building over there. And I think they just built a bunch of apartments and shopping and buildings just all around it. But it's cool that it's still there. There's even a bunch of ruins way down there of like all the stuff that was like built into the water. They left some of that there.
Well, y'all, we lucked out. There's actually a parking lot right next to the bridge, and it's the afternoon on a Tuesday, I think. It's starting to get a little filled up, but there's still plenty of spots, and it was very affordable as opposed to some of the parking structures in the downtown area.
Yeah, so this is the place to come,
It's
for
a
sure.
nice little hack. You get a view, cheaper parking, and then you can just wander through the city from here.
All right, onward.
Onward.
Next up, we wanted to make a quick stop at the Minneapolis Open Air Sculpture Garden. It's cool, it's almost, whoa. They just said over the loudspeaker to stay off the sculpture because these people back here just sat on the spoon. Man, they must have some like sharp eagle eyes looking around somewhere. But anyways, this is the sculpture you have to see when you come to the sculpture garden or when you come to Minneapolis in general. This has basically become like the unofficial icon of Minneapolis. It's a spoon with a cherry on it and a fountain coming out.
I think it's crying because all of the ice cream that was on the spoon fell off and melted. And that's what this is.
Good one. And then Neo got a hold of it and bent it with his mind.
Yeah, a lot going on with this spoon, huh? It's had quite a journey.
You know, a really funny little fact is that this installation cost, I think, $500,000. And the bridge that we walked on earlier, that stone bridge that goes all the way across the Mississippi, back when that was erected, it cost $650,000. So if you don't adjust for inflation, technically they almost cost the same. Is that insane or what?
Yeah, this bridge is just about the size of that other one, right?
This actually is called Spoon Bridge and Cherry. It's not the most original name, or maybe it is the most original name. I don't know. For you to decide, I guess.
Yeah. Y'all, another day in Minneapolis, another very delicious meal. This is a little bit different than our burgers from yesterday. So this is actually Somali food, and y'all, we didn't realize, but there is the largest population of Somalis here in Minneapolis in all of the US. Between a quarter and up to 40% of all Somalis living in the US live here. So, needless to say, there is some legit Somali food. Oh my god.
Can confirm. I mean, look at this. We were just completely blown away when they brought this out. Look at this lamb over here.
So excited.
Holy cow.
There's a lot of different types of restaurants. Some are more Americanized, but this one was highly recommended because it is very authentic.
And you know this is legit because most of the people in here are Somali.
Yes. Super tender. All right, well, it just pulls right off the bone there. That is so nice. It just tastes almost like it's been stewed. It's got just a little bit of seasoning on there, a little bit of salt and stuff, but you mostly just taste the lamb, but it's cooked so perfectly. I try to cook lamb all the time, and it tastes really gamey, but this does not. Oh, it's just so like fatty and buttery. Ooh.
And I love how they serve it with a big bed of rice. They pile a bunch of vegetables on top of that, and then of course a huge salad on the side.
I read that bananas typically come with the meal. I think it's usually because some of the dishes are hot and it's supposed to help cut the heat. Luckily, ours are not very warm today, so.
The chicken looks spicy, but they assured us it wasn't.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This is some of the most beautiful chicken that I think I've ever seen. It smells amazing. It's so crumbly. It just looks so perfectly fried. Oh my god, that's good chicken. I'm not lying, this is about as good as a piece of fried chicken gets. It's just perfectly crispy on the outside. It's got such a delicious savory flavor. It's so moist and well cooked on the inside. My only complaint, honestly, is that it's not very spicy. I don't know if just because they saw us walk in and they're like, these two probably don't want it to be spicy. Other than that, this is a perfect piece of chicken. Oh yeah. Well, that was a success.
Oh yeah.
And we left with some goodies.
Ooh, we got fresh sambusas, y'all. They made them fresh, so they're piping hot. Oh my gosh. We might need to give them a second.
So these are actually just like pockets full of seasoned and spiced. One's beef and one's chicken. Oh, yeah. But I'm too full to eat this right now, you guys, but I really wanted to try one. But he made them fresh for us.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a delicious snack. Ooh.
Yeah. And Allison took the bananas because we didn't eat them.
That's also gonna be a delicious snack. Also, y'all, this was our first time trying Somalian food, and we kind of did it wrong. So you can get it spicy. We thought there were special dishes that would be, but he said just order spicy sauce on the side, and he'll bring it out for you.
So next time, that's what we'll be doing.
Next time.
And that's what we recommend.
Yes, get the sambusa, and then get some of the bread to sop it all up with.
This is the next stop we were trying to squeeze in. This is the Weissman Art Gallery. And mainly, I just wanted to come and like check it out and take some pictures of it and stuff. It has this whole like aluminum looking facade that looks really like 50s Gothic or something in the future. I don't know. It's like Flight of the Navigator vibes.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it's kind of reminding me of. But they actually have a whole art gallery on the inside that is free. And we heard it is very good, came highly rated. So we're gonna go take a quick little peruse around. This one might be one of my favorites in here. It's just like side sections and cross sections of different pieces of wood, just all put together. It almost looks like you're looking top down on a city. Yeah, that's why I like it, because this is art that I might actually be able to make. But it'd be cool to just hang this like in a shop or something. Apparently this is an art piece. It's a replica of some apartments. It's like one of those hallways that gets very subtly smaller and smaller as you go to the back of it.
This is wild.
And now you die.
No! Is this all like where they've cleaned off the blood from other husbands who murdered their wives down this hall?
Y'all, we just realized that when you listen on each door, you hear like conversations and all kinds of weird stuff. I think they're having a party over here. Over here, there was just a girl crying.
She might have been laughing.
Oh.
It's hard to tell through the door.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Going out with a bang.
Oh, our favorite way in the world to end a city tour. At a brewery, a local brewery.
That's right. Man, we really wanted to do like a proper brewery tour because you can do those in Minneapolis, but we just couldn't squeeze it in.
Y'all, it was so hard to decide on a brewery. Literally, if you Google Maps brewery here, there's just like a billion options. They litter the city. Is that a weird word to say?
Litter the city? Yeah, I guess.
Littering the city. They're all over.
What she's trying to say is you're never too far away from delicious craft brew.
Yes, we came to Lynn Lake Brewery because, as you can see behind me, there is quite an epic view. There is also a lovely lake not too far from here that you can stroll around. There are tons of shops lining this road. It's a lot of cool artwork.
Yeah, there's tons of street art all over the place. You can definitely just take a beat to check all that out before you come up here.
This place is sweet though. When you walk in, it's this huge industrial building with these really tall ceilings. They have all of the tanks in the back where they're brewing.
Yeah, I love when you can see the brewing operation. You know, it's not behind glass, it's not in the back. You get to just freely walk through it.
Right out in the open.
If you do end up coming to this brewery, definitely come here at 5 o'clock right when they open because you can get any spot you want to at the top, have it all to yourself. Get all the photos and be chilling for the sunset, which is about to happen right now. But we had a blast in Minneapolis. We were pleasantly surprised by this city. It's just got a really fun, chill vibe. For some reason, we noticed it's just more quiet than the average city for some reason. I don't know if it's because of the Sky Bridge thing that we were walking through. There's less people on the street.
That's what we were wondering, if everyone's just up in the buildings and not on the street, but it was, I don't know, it's just like, it seems very well taken care of. It seems really cool and hip, and everyone just seems to be out and about exploring and having a great time.
Now, come winter, I don't know that we'd be singing the same tune, but maybe we'll have to come up here for winter and see how different it is.
Oh God, I don't know about that. But speaking of making future plans, we honestly don't have any idea what we're gonna do after this. You know, we lost our week in Iowa, and we were
supposed to spend that like heading up north Minnesota, and who knows where we were gonna go.
We're really excited, but we have some obligations down south that we have to get back to, so sadly this is our one and only video in Minnesota. I know you guys are all yelling at us, why did you just go to
We're sorry, y'all.
Minneapolis?
We didn't want it to have to be like this. We wanted to see it properly.
No, but I mean, we're so glad we came here at least. We'll have to come back, obviously.
Definitely.
I guess over this next beer, we'll try to figure out what we're up to next.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers
to Minnesota.
No plans and endless adventures in Minnesota.
Good one.
I got it back there eventually. All right, goodbye, adventures.
We'll see you on the road.